All right, this is going to be a really quick playthrough of Griphold Tower. This is the game in its most updated version. I'm sure there'll be iterations beyond this. I'm developing it for publishing, but it was time to get new rules videos out there, which are out there. So if you want to get the rules, you can go look at those. There's parts 1 and 2. If you just want to see it played through or you want a little more explanation of things, that's what this video is for. I'm just going to play through the first wave and then I'm going to skip to the final wave. So you'll get to see 2 waves and then I'll show you the boss fight. And I'll try to do less explaining and just more playing, but I'll try to give you an idea of what I'm doing as I go. I'm going to play on normal mode, which means I get 3 starting strength cards. I've already shuffled the monster deck, putting the tracker card in to indicate we're on round 1. And then we're going to be fighting Death's Bane as our boss, so I'll put him in there. Oops. It's a little bit hard to do while looking through my camera lens here. And we're going to play with the monk. And I'll just try to explain what I'm doing as I go, but we're just going to get started. This is my front monster, that's my second monster. I am melee, but my stock ability increases my range based on whatever the front monster's damage is, so I actually have range 3. Alright, there's going to be a little bit of dead air as I sit and think. He can only be defeated when in front. I'm going to go ahead and defeat him with that 11. And stick that 11 back in the underworld. Kelpie's now my front monster. Kelpie's health equals that of the highest health monster visible. That would be the Kelpie right now, so now would be a good time to defeat him. I'm going to keep using strength attacks as long as I am able, so I'm going to defeat that 6 with that 7. Instant rotate your highest strength card. I think that's going to help me if I know my cards well enough. My highest strength card is this 11. That's going to turn it into a 12. So haha, sorceress, you thought you had me there. His damage is 1, so my stock ability of increasing my range based on this damage value, that's not helping me here. I'd like to defeat her first, but we'll just defeat this 6 with this, or this, we'll defeat this 5 with that 6. Up health by base health of the monster behind. Peek if needed. So we're going to peek. And now her ability is an effect since we've seen her. Take 1 damage if you, let's get it in focus, use an ability while damper, I think that's how I say it. It's a word that I looked up, so I don't know how to pronounce it, but if you use an ability while she is visible, then we got to take damage. That's too bad because now she's visible in 3rd position. So let's hope we just don't have to use an ability. Gonna defeat that 12 with that 11 to get her out of the way there. And now we've only got the front 2 monsters visible. Fix that, make sure I remember I don't have anything exhausted. Now I'm adding the 9 plus the 7, and that's what, 16? I don't want to have to spend all that, but I might have to. I'm just going to do that. So his health is actually 16 because it's combined with that. I'm going to use, unfortunately, use those 2 to defeat it because that's 16. And that dwindled me down quite a bit. We've got a little bit of wave left, so that's disappointing. Well, I'm going to worry about him later, so we're just going to defeat this 9. And phew, we didn't use an ability while she was visible, so we didn't have to take damage from that. He might be trouble here. Cannot use highest strength card against Ghost Warrior. That's that 9. So normally I could combine those 2 and defeat him. So let's look over our abilities and see what kind of help we can get. I could exhaust this one and let him pass without taking initial damage, but man, that 2 damage would be hard even if it was just final damage. Attack to a monster. I'm looking at flying kick. They're equal to current total strength. Maybe I'll just do that, and maybe I'll just... Yep, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to use this 7. So my current total strength is, oh gosh, 16, I think. Yeah, that's 16. That's certainly enough to beat that 12. I'm going to activate that by discarding a strength card. So my lower card is what I'm going to discard and do that 16 damage to this 12. And since it's a slot ability, I'm going to go ahead and slot him. Okay, add health equal to total damage of other visible creatures. She's an avian, she's not a creature, so we're good on that. I'll defeat this 8 with that 9. And alright, that's the last monster in the wave. That actually was a very good wave for us. Not over yet. We'll defeat that 7 with that 8. And we're good to go. We don't need to heal. I can actually pay that cost. Cost 1 to rotate front or second monster at wave start. So we'll just remember that we had the armor to pay that cost. And you know what? I said this was just going to be a couple waves, but let's do one more since that went so well. Show you some other situations. I'm rotating and flipping as I shuffle. Grab my 3 strength cards from the back, and then we'll set it up here. We'll rotate this to, we were on wave 1, now we're on wave 2. And we'll stick our boss behind there. And we're ready to go, and we had activated our rest ability. Rotate front or second monster at wave start. I would rather face the cursed warrior than the ghost warrior, so we're going to do that per our rest ability. So we're just going to defeat her with the 9. Okay, rotate visible monsters behind sentry to the half with higher health. That means we need to look at the phantom instead of the samurai here. So phantom, we don't want the phantom to get to the front. Strength cards are half value rounded up. So I might use my flying kick ability to defeat the phantom. So I'm going to discard this 7 to activate that ability. Abilities are not subject to your range. You can attack any visible monsters with it. So, and best part is that's a slot ability. So that went very well. This is not an instance, so theoretically we would have to do that if we had to, but this is already on the higher health one. So we're going to defeat that 7 with that 10. Look at all that strength I got. This is hopefully going to be another easy wave. That's handy. If I'd have had more surplus strength than that, that would have gone worse. But we don't, so we're just going to defeat that 7 with that 7. That was efficient. Okay. Damage is equal to position in line. That actually would allow me to attack that monster if I wanted, but I don't really need to, so I'm going to defeat that 5 with that 7. I would be surprised if this wave does not go really well for us here. We're going to have to deplete one of our 11s, so I'm going to use that 11 to defeat that 8. Okay. Can't attack the Frost Wyvern because it's not in front. There's no other avians visible. So we can combine that 8 and that 5 to defeat that 12. And we'll defeat that 11 with that 11. This is going really well. +1 health for every 9+ strength card. That's not going to even get us there, so I'm going to use the 12 actually to defeat that, because I'd rather keep that 3 around. Just, I don't really need it, but out of force of habit, I try to maximize my armor by the end of the wave. So that went, honestly, way too well. So hopefully our next wave is more of a challenge, and I'm sure it will be. But we have 5 armor left, which is extraordinary, and we're going to pay the cost of our rest ability. No need to heal. So this is going so well. We'll see. Maybe I'll just play all 5 rounds. I just want to make sure I give you a good view of how these waves kind of go. So we'll set up. We'll switch us over to wave 3. Put our boss back there. And then we'll put our character, and we didn't have any damage on us at the end of the wave, and we get to use our rest ability, which is rotate the first or the second monster. I don't like this guy. He has a really tough front ability. I'm glad I got the chance to rotate him. Normally we would have to grab the top monster from the underworld. There's no monsters in the underworld, and since this is an instant, it's not in play after that, so this is a good time to run into him. And we'll just start playing. He has the damage value of 3, and so per my stock ability, I get to attack this guy with strength, which is what I want to do, because then I can get that 11 first and not dwindle it down to a 10. So that was handy. So I'll defeat that 11 with that 11. I will defeat that 10 with that 11. Going pretty well so far. Okay. Cannot defeat Wraith with a single strength card. Should I use my flying kick ability on him? Or should I combine these 7s? I think I'm going to use the flying kick ability, so discard it to activate it, and then I get to slot him. And then, so her front ability is going to activate. Flip a card with a value of 10 or more, a strength card that is. So, unfortunately, that takes that from a 10 to a 6. Not looking as good as it was a second ago. And now we don't have a good card to defeat the Spire Ward with. So I'm just going to combine the 6 and the 7, which is pretty wasteful, but that's my option right now. And shucks, I would like to not waste that, but that's pretty wasteful. I'm defeating a 5 with a 9 there. Rotate your highest strength card. Instant. Goodness gracious. So that's... Here I was laughing last time. That's going to hurt us this time. Okay. We're getting down there. Oh boy. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and exhaust Flying Kick to activate it a second time. And this is 11, so that's just barely enough to combine to defeat her. So we have to unfortunately exhaust Elude at the same time to get there. So we'll exhaust that, and we get to slot Sorceress. That was a slot ability. Man, we keep running into these 11s. Hey, this is all right. So per my stock ability, I can attack. Oh wait, he can't be defeated unless he's in front anyway. Shucks. Oh, I want to save this 11 to defeat him, so it's really wasteful, but I'm going to... No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to defeat this guy with this 11. Alright. Man, did I shuffle? Seems similar to last time. Okay, we'll go ahead and combine that 6 and that 5. And that's our last monster. And I keep forgetting to do this. But my boss ability, discard a strength card to do its armor as damage to the boss. That would be really helpful in case we have a bad wave 5. And since that is a combat ability, I have to use it during the combat phase. And so once I defeat this last monster, we're no longer in the combat phase. We would be in the final damage phase. So let me think about this a second and see if we want to do that. I think we do want to do that. So I will be able to, man, I can do 3 damage to him, I think. Let's just do that. So before I defeat him, I'm going to discard, oh wait, that's not going to work. So since this is a combat ability, I have to either discard a strength card or exhaust it to use it. And so I don't really want to, do that because then I don't have anything to heal up with. Maybe I could do that. I don't want to do that. I think I was here. Okay, we're not going to do any damage to the boss this round, I think. I could discard this one to activate it and then discard that one, but then I would have to deal with him yet. So that's not very good. Okay, how incredibly unfortunate. Defeat him with him. We have 5 armor left. We easily heal up, especially with the free one we get for playing on normal, and then we can pay that cost. I think that gives you a pretty good idea of how the waves go. We are going to go ahead and skip to the final boss wave, and theoretically, try to shuffle good this time. Theoretically, I'd have more chances to do damage to the boss, in further waves. So we're shortchanging ourselves a little bit, but also by the same token, maybe we wouldn't do that well and we would deplete our health and we'd be starting with less health. So let's just call it about an average run, and we'll say that we're starting the final boss wave with full health, but we haven't depleted any of the boss's health with my boss ability. So we'll just play it out like that. Since this is the boss wave, I'm going to put him in front of the tracker card this time. And he's just there. This tracker card, he's just here to hold my character card, basically. And let's hope we have a good wave. We're fighting a full health boss, so no advantages to us. It kind of really is on us to have a good 5th wave. And let's see how it goes. Not a great start. Instant. Flip your highest strength card. We had 111 here. Well, hold on. This would apply first. Cost 1 to rotate front or second monster wave start. Let's just pretend we had the opportunity to do that. And now I'm trying to decide what's on the back of this one. A 9. I'm trying to decide if it would be better to just deal with that or to do this, because he has a tough ability as well. Okay, we're actually going to rotate this one and do it that way. So then his instant would apply. So my rest ability goes first, and then his instant would apply. Gosh. I'm not liking this. We're going to die when we get to the boss. I can see it already. All right. You know what? We get to attack him because of his damage value. So that, at least, we got to kill the minor griffin before he reached the front. You know what? Let's get tricky with it. Let's use the flying kick to combine all of this. I'm sure that adds up to 12 at least, yeah. And so we'll discard one of our 4s and slot him per our ability. So we use that ability. We're going to lean on that one in this boss wave. I can see it. But at least we've got a 12 sitting there now. Do we have any strength? I'm looking at his ability. Do we have any strength cards that are undead? Cursed Warrior is a warrior, not undead. So I think we're good on that. Don't need to worry about that. So I'm going to use that 7 to defeat that 6. That's a pretty devastating ability. I'm going to... So, don't always recommend this, but I'm going to use Flying Kick my second time by exhausting it. and you want to go into the boss fight with as much health as you can, but I just don't know if we're going to make it without doing that. So I'm exhausting that to do all this damage to the 10. Instant defeat visible creatures. He's an undead, so we're good. Okay, so we took some damage, but we've got a lot of strength left, so maybe we'll be all right. We'll do a strength heavy attack against the boss, and we'll see if that goes okay. We'll have to take our 10 down to an 8 here, but still not looking too bad. We leaned on our slot ability quite a bit for this wave. Rotate monsters behind to the higher health, so that stinks a little bit. Let's defeat that 7 with that 8. And defeat the 12 with the 12. Okay, well, we'll see. It's going to take some math here. I'm going to have to count these up on camera, which is always a risk. Man, I might have done it with just strength. 12, 19, 25. Holy cow. We got him with just strength. That can't go much better than that, actually. So this exceeds this 25. We got him. Let's just, for the sake of argument, just to show you what it would look like if it didn't go that well. What am I at here? This is 10, 17. Not enough to get 25. So let's pretend we have to consult our critical hits here. What have we got? We can take 3 damage without dying. So we could use that 7. And then what would that get us? Well, heck, that would get us there. So let's do that. This would be a good way to defeat this monster if you were fortunate enough to have this even at the end of the 5th wave. I'm going to use this 7 to pay the strength cost of this critical hit, letter A. And so I'll discard that to pay that cost, the strength cost. We have to pay the damage cost, take 3 damage. That's going to deplete us, pert near. And we get to do 16 attack to him. Plus, we'll just do these as direct attacks. That gets us 10. And then we have done 26. We kind of just barely made it, but we got him. So that is a really quick playthrough. I didn't play through all the waves. We skipped a couple in there, but hopefully that gives you guys a pretty good idea how the game plays. Thanks for watching.